Rivers flowing. Dropping in for a little message. I have been just like tuning into a lot of the salacious stuff that's come out, which is I'm realizing more and more it's like on purpose to throw us off balance. And we're in this time of equilibrium, the new moon in Aries, springtime. It is a time for balance. As same with the fall, there's another aspect before we go into the underworld. So there is this equilibrium time, and there are all these planets in Aries, and it kind of makes it so it's a little out of balance, even though it should feel like a great balance point. There's a lot of Aries, one-pointed focus. It's also ruled by Mars, the warrior, the planet of war. But it's also fire, and just like getting yourself prepared for the next cycle. So I've just been getting the message like tune out to the salacious content, which is hard to look away, but it's like I've got the message. Now I keep getting, because I love information, I love to listen to stuff, but so much is just being manipulated. I'll get into something and then I'll be like, I realize, oh, they're being elevated by the algorithm unnaturally. And maybe there is no natural algorithm, that I think things are boosted and elevated for a reason. There was this one guy who, calls himself a professor, but isn't a professor, started to get I looked at a few videos about his history channel, and then he gets into predictions, and then he just starts going hard on predictions. And that's the thing. There's so much seeding of the energy field. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. We really don't know. And that is always consistent in this reality, is the projection of what is going to happen. And who really knows what's going to happen? It's like, well, we just have to be in trust and remain in trust. And also, people want to protest, but is that really helping? Because if we live in this web or net of energy, and then you're protesting, it's a protest. How does it help? And does it change anything? I mean, it's more for gathering and, community. That's important. But the rage and anger, throwing that out into the system, that is basically the unconscious, the patterns that we keep doing because this is what we do. But it's also Aries season. I mean, of course, this is when things happen. This is when war, the drums of war are, being played. And we're being played like every minute that we are not in our center and in our intuitive alignment. So we have to pay attention to the alignment, what our body says to do. I ended up dancing that day with live musicians at a party, a belly dance kind of social party, and that was really fun. And that, I think, from the perspective of the metaphysics of this reality, brings more good vibrations, good energy to what is always a tense time in Aries. So we're coming on the full moon in a couple days, and it's just a lot. So tune out of salacious content. We know why it was all released at the timing that it was released is because we take it on and we take it in, and then we become weaponized. So don't allow yourself to be weaponized by information. And it really is using the inner guidance. What is good for us? What is helping? What is actually helping? And what is just the old ways of helping? And is it helping the old ways of helping or not? So, yeah, just like it's becoming time to be by the water and tune into the elements. I really tuned in yesterday, and they're here for us. They're here to comfort us and soothe our energy. They told me, actually, stop listening to all this stuff. And you got the message, now walk away and create your own vibration that is beneficial for the whole collective.